Hi there, you are listening to Organize with Grace, and I am your host, Grace Ramon. This podcast helps you make sense of stuff so you can move forward in your home and in your life. I hope you will forgive me for not having the music and little fancy introduction this time. I will be attending a wedding this weekend, but felt inspired to talk to you about something important as we are getting closer to the end of January. Already. Oh my goodness. I can't even believe it, but here it comes. And as this episode goes live, January is coming to a close, like I said. And I want to start by saying this. If you did take the time to recover this month, that's totally okay. I mean, the holidays are it just happens so quickly, and there's such a flurry of activities that go on. And if January felt slower than you expected, quieter, or even more reflective than productive, you're not behind. You did not miss a thing. And at the beginning of the year, we're often surrounded by messaging like new year, new me, and the pressure to be off and running right away. But many of us come into January tired. You feel me, or is it just me? For me, I felt grateful. I felt reflective, and I still do. And at the same time, I was still tired from the holidays. So if January became a month where you caught your breath instead of making big changes, that actually makes sense. Some of us are using January to recover. And if you felt energized though, and you're ready to move and you're ready to go, that is cool too. If you're on the other end of this. But if you didn't fall behind. January doesn't have to be rushed because the calendar turned, and it's okay to move slower than the internet suggests. Social media. This episode is based on a newsletter I sent to the folks that are following me through email earlier in the month. And based on their replies, it resonated with them. So I figure it will resonate with you too. If you're not part of that group yet, I would love to invite you into it. I will share a link to get into my newsletter so that we can come together every month and talk about decluttering, downsizing, and all the things. And one beautiful soul replied to me, to my newsletter, and she said this: "Thank you for taking the pressure off. I strongly dislike the pressure of New Year's resolutions. It's just a reminder of the failures from every year previous. They are meant to be good intentions, but have no breath in them. January is definitely a time of reflection as we try to reset our expectations of self improvement. But you said it best. We are worn out, tired from running a marathon to get all things done and accomplished, to make everyone else happy, trying to make everything perfect for everyone else and losing ourselves in the process. The letdown of exhaustion and trying to clean up and organize the holiday clutter all over again is overwhelming." So that's part of the email that she wrote me. Does this speak to you as well at all? Let me know. And one thing I want to say, especially now that we're at the end of the month, is this. If looking back over a whole year feels overwhelming, you're not doing it wrong at all. I find it overwhelming too. So instead of trying to remember everything, I've been asking simpler questions. For example, what do I want more of this year in 2026? 2, what do I want less of? And even asking those questions now is enough. Like, let me give you an example for me that I can think off the top of my head that I wrote down. What do I want more of? I really want more quality time with my loved ones, especially my 7-year-old son. And he's not going to be 7 forever. And so I don't want to miss those moments with him. And also my time with my husband. I don't want like the busyness of the year of every day to get in the way of our time together. And then on the other hand, well, what do I want less of is busy, 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 busy for whatever reason. I mean, I can't be that busy and not have time for like relationships. So that's what I want less of. And then I can go from there and figure out how I can practically do that in every day. Where is it where I don't have to say yes to everything that's presented to me? Two simple questions is what I love so much, because you can go in any direction. And if you're a writer like myself, like if you love to write, if you love to journal, write it out. Ask yourself, put it on top of the page. What do I want more of this year? And let yourself write for 5 minutes or less, a couple minutes. Don't edit yourself and see what comes up in the page. And then, two, what do I want less of? That could be another page. And then just let yourself go. Give yourself the freedom to write it out for a couple minutes. And so, even asking those questions now is enough. And don't judge what you wrote, don't organize it just yet. Just get it out on paper. And then later you can choose the top three that matter most to you, and try not to choose what sounds impressive or what you think you should want. January or even early February can still be a time of catching your breath. There will be a time for action, there will be a time for plans, and there will be a time to move forward. But what I want to encourage you to do with these two questions is to find where you are in it. And I want to pause here, though, and speak to a very specific person listening. And maybe you're at the beginning of the year or even before that, where you went full steam with your paper organization, or maybe your office in general. You gathered it, you stacked it, you made decisions, you told yourself, this is the year that I'm finally doing this. And maybe now, a few weeks in, you feel yourself slowing down, or maybe even second guessing, or wondering if you should have started at all. And if that's you, I want you to hear this. Nothing went wrong, and that you didn't fail because you lost momentum. And you probably know that about yourself, and that you're pretty confident of what you want to do and don't want to do. And that you're not you don't judge yourself too much about what hasn't gotten done, but somehow it still feels heavy because life is now very busy already. And paper has a way, it's a whole nother animal, I'm telling you, when it comes to organization. Because it deals with like lots of decisions. It deals with memories, responsibility, time. And sometimes when the adrenaline wears off, clarity starts asking for a different pace, right? And that's information too. That's something you can think about. Okay, what is happening with me? And you don't have to necessarily push through to prove just because you can do it. It's all right to pause. It's all right to regroup and even rethink of how you are approaching your project, with keeping in mind why you started in the first place. And what matters the most is listening to yourself. And this is why I want to talk about paper more intentionally in the coming weeks, because paper has many layers and it really goes deeper than just organize it and be done with it. I'm finding that it's about your capacity, it's about energy, and it's about knowing when to continue, and really finding the time, or shall we say, giving yourself the time to face what it is really about. What are these papers that have been sitting here for weeks, months, maybe even years? What are they doing here? Right? At the same time, though, I want you to face them in a way that respects where you actually are, your energy, your season. And again, if January, though, became a month of recovery for you, that's all right. If you're just now beginning to look around and think about what you want to address next, that is perfectly fine. And we're not going to start from saying to ourselves that we're behind, because you're not. And you are starting from where you are. Okay. Let this be something that starts slowly for you if needed. And I will see you in the next episode. Bye for now.